Hello everybody, Vigo Shadow here, and yes, I know it has been a long time until I uploaded, so first I want to say sorry for not getting around to all the recent banners that have been going on. So I would say the highest stream I've pretty much missed the whole time. What a coincidence, because I was in college and I was getting ready for my finals. I did finally finish that, and now I'm back on the grind again. I did do pretty good for the finals, though, but regardless, I think it would be appropriate to do a recap of everything that has went on while I was away. So thank you for those who are still staying with me and looking at my uploads. I am going to go over everything that was for this event, and including the Golden Week, and that's what I have up right now. So let's just jump right into it. So yeah, the Golden Week campaign was a campaign where you have a special login bonus, and you get 100 summon tickets. So if you've just been logging in daily, you should be getting those tickets anyway. You probably already noticed it if you're playing the game. So, and then there's these special missions with the coins, and then you can exchange them for rare items at Mitsugoshi branch. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. These two banners, though, the Epic SS Guaranteed Summons, are paid gem banners. I mean, they're both pretty decent units on the paid gem banners, but yet again, they're part of the regular character pool, so you can pull them anyway without having to pay for them. Stamina Boost campaign was really good. I mean, you're getting extra stamina, that's good, and then the drop count was increased for materials. So that's pretty good, especially if you're running low on candies right now. Pretty much that's all there is to the Golden Week, and that is the 500-day anniversary. You also have these golden limited time missions that I still haven't done yet. So you can exchange it. So you see this SS, this is an SS guaranteed ticket. These missions are very easy to complete. You just have to do Chronicles, and let me tell you what. I have not... See, like, I haven't even done the Battle Royale 3 times. I barely even craft gear or anything else. It's really easy to... It was really easy to get these limited time missions done. And what you do is you go to the shop here to redeem them, and you go to the Mitsugoshi branch. And then they have a lot of things here, so obviously I already sold out for the ticket. That SS Guaranteed Summon ticket is a must. I mean, yeah, so there's that. There's a Magic Crystal, and then there's Shadow Wisdom Polish. Those are like the 3 items that are always like so good. Of course, I went for the burgers as well, because burgers are really good as well. You want to use them appropriately. And then the next thing I probably would go for here is, because I don't have the coins yet, I haven't bothered to grind, but I already have enough of these Supreme Magic drops. Probably go for that, then Luxury Polish, and then other polishes if you need it, and then premium magic candy. So that was the whole exchange. That was the whole Golden Week, like Golden event, like the 500-day anniversary. That is all the Golden Week. So that covers the Golden Week portion of this video. Now to recap this, because this is a limited time feature, or like limited event featured missions, which I'm probably going to grind out because I still haven't done that yet. I've been just so busy with everything else. This like gives you 1,000 gems, so obviously it's something that you're going to want to grind out. It's not even, it's like a third of the way for like an actual summon, so that part of it sucks, but you kind of have to be like, you know, penny pinching for gems, because that's just kind of how the grind is, so I'll definitely grind that out. So yeah, this limited event featured time for these missions is going for the highest dream. Now if we go to the campaign, you can see all the stuff there. There's like drop counts, extra drop counts for that stuff. You can always check that. So if we go to the highest dream here, of course, every month you're going to find a different event, and with these events you're going to want to grind it all the way as much as you can. As you can see, I got 54 out of 54 for the hunt points, and the hunt points gives you, you know, a couple gems, mainly shards and polishes. It's just random items, candies, as you can see, and then it gives you a little bit of gems. Now, the gems that you get in here is not that much, but there is magic crystals, and that's why this, the hunt score is like really, really good, because you can actually get another, magic crystal. And these magic crystals are a hot commodity, and they're rare to come by. Better than magic cores, for sure. Especially if you don't pull the character, you can't use the magic cores. Enough with that. Oh, yes, there is one more thing here, and that is the bones. So I already finished the mission out, but there's a mission that you can do with the bone exchange. So if I go to the exchange here, the more, like, pretty much just doing anything grants you bones. So I already, of course, the thing you're going to want to get right away would have been the Tuna King burgers and the premium candies, and then just go for magic candy. I already have, like, Zenny will be easy to get unless you're just, I don't think I've ever ran into a problem with Zenny being low. As far as this exchange goes, it's the same formula every time, you know. It's what you get is like the summon I get the summon tickets first, then the gems, then the item bags, then the Shadow Wisdom polish, and like if you're grinding out like in like late game or mid game, you know, you should be able to achieve pretty much all these rewards fairly simple. Now, by the time I've uploaded this video, the event should be done and over with, so this is just mainly recap, but just for the next time, you're going to find a very similar exchange. Like, the shop should be almost identical. Always get the magic crystals. Always get, I always get, like, pieces of equipment anyway. But, like, magic crystal, phantasm gems, regular summon tickets, just nab them all. And then equipment bags to, like, kind of, like, lessen the load here, and then Shadow Wisdom polish. You can only get these polishes through events or like shop exchange randomly, like how it was this time around. So there's that. That's everything that I missed as far as events and campaigns and missions go. Now, I will be going over each one of the characters after I do a couple polls. So I haven't even done these polls yet. I mean, this is just kind of how much I've been away. I'm going to go ahead and see what I get off of the times 10 summons. So let's just go ahead and see. Maybe luck will be bad for me or good. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a dupe or something. Let's go for the next one. I'm just going to go ahead and skip these. Oh, I got one. Sherry. No, Alexia, still good, still good. So I at least got one dupe for cores, that's nice. So this is definitely going to be good to potentially get some more awakening levels on certain characters or unlock characters that you haven't got already. So that's good. I'm just going to go ahead and breeze through these. It's kind of nice to actually summon for once in a while. Oop, looks like we got the Here Comes a Challenger. Beatrix, that's nice. I'll definitely take that. I've been using her on my blue teams recently, so... Or I've still been using her, I should say. So we got at least 2 SS's from this batch so far. We're going to keep going, just grind through them, get the Akasha Crystals, and kind of be done with it. Alright, so that's it. So I only got 2 SS's from that, so as you can see, as luck would have it, yeah, it's pretty bad. I got 2 SS guaranteed. I'm going to sit on that for a while until the pool of characters probably expands. Like, there's still, like, Big Sister Claire that has some banner time left. See, this only has 22 hours left by the time I'm recording this, so, yep, it's definitely late, but I'm going to go over it nonetheless and just show you guys what exactly, I guess I missed out on. There's other content creator channels out there too that you know, you've probably went out of your way to go find or something like that. Either way, they've probably already covered units and stuff like that. So I know there's a few other channels that cover it before I do sometimes, but I thought I'd recap it anyway, just to give my 2 cents on the characters and the banners that did come. I know after these banners expire and coming up, we have Armageddon here on just in a couple days. It's like 2 days until Armageddon, and by that time we should be seeing a Shadow Festival unit, so I will actually be getting on that real quick as much as I can to cover that unit as soon as possible. So I've been slacking on these, but I'm going to cover them, or I'm going to at least recap them and go over it. So I know these banners, these new banners probably have been pretty tempting, so I'm going to go over each one of them and just analyze their abilities. But first, I'm going to go over what all of these kind of fall off of, and that is this Mystic Power element. So a lot of them play off this new status effect, Mystic Power. So we're going to actually go check out what Mystic Power actually means. Alright, again, you can find this under like the status ailments on the help in the menus here. But here it is. All these characters play off this one status ailment called Mystic Power. And what this does is it changes the power and effect skill based on the number of Mystic Power stacked. So all it is just a glorified stack. So if you have stacks of this, you probably, depending on what the ability is going to be. So it's pretty much the effect of your skill is going to be based on how many stacks of this status you have. So, I mean, that's pretty normal. So, doesn't require too much of hard thinking there. Alright, so let's go ahead and cover Ida again, or recap, since can't really get around to should I pull for this unit or not. So this is just all recap here, by the way. So this one's a blue healer. Now we did have the other one off the regular character banner. That's Claire, I believe, or it's new. I can't remember which one it is, but either way, let's see how good she does as a healer for Ida. So let's check here. Press here. This is her ultimate. Raises own overheal based on the total Mystic Power stacked on all characters in the battle multiplied by 1%. So this is one stack is 1%. And then it also, and this is permanent too, so that's good, because once they get the stack, it's going to be permanent. So that's nice, because you can essentially get a lot of overheal done, but it's on only Ida herself. So just keep that in mind. It's going to keep your healer alive, which is good, because you're going to be able to heal your party, so there's that. And then this one, when it's awakened, it actually has a whole new thing here. So what it does is that it also raises the damage inflicted for all allies based on the total Mystic Power stacked on all characters in battle multiplied by 1% for 30 seconds. So that's good. And this is a skill here too, so I would assume you're going to want to use this skill with the more stacks that you have on them, because this is an ultimate. So yeah, on all characters in battle multiplied by 1% for 30 seconds. So it's only the 30 seconds that the damage is there for, which is half of a wave. Which by the time you get your ultimate, there should be roughly 30 seconds left or something. So that's not bad, because it's just like the whole other half of the wave. So that's a pretty decent amount of time for the amount of power. So it's a healer that can boost allies as well for damage inflicted, so that is good. It's the same number for recovering HP of all characters as well, so it's able to raise. She's able to raise her own overheal, and then multiplied by the stacks, and then raises damage inflicted for all allies, and then recover 200% of HP. So pretty good on the, pretty standard heal. There's overheal element involved, and then there's damage inflicted involved based on stacked. So again, it relies on Mystic Power. So when you have a unit that has a status ailment, and it relies on that, depending on what that status ailment is, in this case like Mystic Power or anything that's supposed to stack and you're playing off those stacks, that is more like a gimmick character. So I can definitely say that this is more like a gimmick character. So let's check out FSC. So this is grants 2 times Mystic Power on all allies for 25 seconds. So if you think about that, that's 10 stacks of Mystic Power, so that's 10% on damage inflicted, and that's also 10% if we're counting the ultimate here. And this is for 25 seconds, so it's generous. It's actually generous for the stack. So the stacks stay around for 25 seconds. So you're going to obviously want to be very strategic on when you hit that ultimate. It also raises the healing boost by 100% for 20 seconds, which is also nice, because then you can you can heal more efficiently for your allies, which is good. They're going to get more out of that heal. Further raises SP boost rate by 20% for 20 seconds if it's blue elemental. Now, normally you're going to be going full blue, so that is actually very, very, very good. Unfortunately, like Shadow Festival Gamma would beat her out in the SP boost department, but still, it's SP boost rate. You're raising that. That's great. It's a 3-in-1 technique. So it's stacks, which you can just pretty much eliminate stacks because it's going to play off everything else. What it's bringing to the table. I mean, obviously the stacks are part of the gimmick, but it's healing boost, SP boost rate, and the stacks, of course. So 3-in-1 there. It's more like a 2-in-1 because the stack, I guess, is like a gimmick. I keep going back to that, but recovers HP of a single ally with the lowest HP by 100. This is a standard heal, guys. So that whole description is a standard heal. Raises defense of the blue elemental ally by 20% for 15 seconds. Now I like this type of skill because not only are they getting the heal, whoever's getting hurt the most is getting the heal. They're also getting defense on top of it, so that makes it a pretty good heal. So it's just more than just a standard heal. It's raising the defense and protecting them a little bit too. Now when this is awakened, you have higher boosted values. You have a 150% heal. And remember, with that FSC, you're increasing the heal rate as well. So if these two synergize, you're going to be able to pull off a really good heal, actually, and protect them. So that's nice. I feel like her healing is going to be pretty good. You could probably rely on her healing for sure. Let's see here. Oop, that's kind of loaded one. Do we see? Yeah, it goes up to 30 and then 50% on that. So it's kind of a significant 10%. So there's that. Laid back rebel. Every 7 seconds after the wave, you inflict slow on all enemies for 5 seconds. Also inflict dark for 5 seconds. Further stacks damage received based on total mystic power on all characters in battle multiplied by 0.82 for 5 seconds. Raises attack of all allies based on total mystic power on all characters in battle multiplied by 0.5 for 10 seconds. Further raises the defense based on total mystic power stacked on all characters in battle multiplied by 0.5 for 10 seconds. This is a whole paragraph, guys. This is a whole paragraph. So either way, let's just break it down. Every 7 seconds, you're inflicting slow for 5 seconds and dark for 5 seconds. Now, if you take that into account, there's a 2-second gap window where enemies are not getting inflicted by slow or dark. That's going to make it incredibly hard for, like, I think people in arena as well. Because if you're slowing them down and you're inflicting dark, which is going to make a miss potentially, that's huge. That's going to be really good for PvP, guaranteed. Like, this was looking like a pretty basic healer. I mean, or not basic, but like a gimmicky healer. But this alone is crazy. Just the first two sentences, or sorry, yeah, the first two things. Slow on all enemies for 5, and dark as well. You get 2 status effects every 7 seconds with 2-second gap windows where nobody's slow, nobody's dark. That's crazy. That's actually insane. For a healer at that too. And it really does shine through with PvP, I would think, more than and a little bit of PvE, because slow is really good. Slowing down your enemies are really good because you will essentially make them not pull off their ultimate as quickly. They're not going to be gaining as much, you know. It's going to be a very great advantage. You might as well just say they're slow on all enemies for the whole time. There's only like 2-second gap windows, which, you know, it does add up, but still, that's crazy. Further stacks damage received based on total mystic power. So I don't know, because here's the thing. She doesn't give off a lot of stacks. I don't know how much this skill will proc. I mean, you could go up to 3 times mystic power. And this is only going to be around for 25 seconds, so I doubt it's going to proc a lot. So, if anything, with these like last couple special abilities, knowing how Eminence does their thing, if you have a bunch of these, now they all play off of each other, and you're going to probably see that here soon. Let's see if the normal attack gives out a... No, it doesn't even give out a stack here. You're going to see that with... If you have more of these characters paired together, more mystic power is going to be stacked on characters and enemies as well. So, but like this is on all characters. So it's only counting the stacks on the characters. And if we take a look at that one skill, that FSC, that is, we're getting 10 stacks automatically if we're counting all of it. So it's actually pretty good because you have, if 10 stacks of that is just below like maybe not like around 9 or like 9 or 8%. So you have damage received further raises damage received on the enemies like 9%, raises attack on all allies, so like 9% there in the battle. Oh wait, raises attack of it so by 0.5, so that's actually we're looking at like probably like 5% for the attack, and then 5% on the defense as well. So 5% defense, 5% attack, and then damage received on, I think there might be a typo there. Maybe it's damage inflicted. We're looking at about like roughly bouncing off 8-9%. So either way, that adds up. That's like a 5-in-1 combo there. When that's awakened, we have a 0.7. Okay, this is actually really bad with awakened. You don't want to see this in the awakened. It's only by a small 0.2. So I mean, it does add up, but still, like 0.2. Nah, it's not worth it. Now let's go ahead and look at her magic gear as well, the linked gear here. Now this is where it's better because we have the inflicts 6 times mystic power on all enemies for 25 seconds, 20 seconds after the start of the wave. So after your 20 seconds, you're going to probably want to consider using your ultimate within that window for sure, which you should have plenty of time to do so. Grants 6 times mystic power on all allies for 25 seconds, and further raises the speed by 30% for 30 seconds. Absolutely insane. So you're going to go from 20 seconds, and then you're going to have the raised speed for 30 seconds, which is going to be at the 10-second marker. That's when, from like 20 seconds to like the 50 seconds, you're going to have 30% speed raise. That's awesome. That's great. If we look at this, it goes up to 50. And that's it. That's like 50. That's still speed. That's still a 3-in-1. Or actually, all of it's gimmick, but the last part of it's speed. So that's nice. More stacks because it's going to feed into how the character operates. So there's more percentage on the attack and the defense. So like I said, this is a gimmick character. Let's just go ahead and look at the awakening here. I guess A1 is not bad because you have that 50% more on the heal, and then you have more defense. Ooh, I missed this. Raises defense of all blue elemental allies, not just the one, all of them. That's crazy for the awakening there. So A1's good. A2 is that extra mystic power, which is probably, you're gonna probably want as much as you can get. So A2 is not bad. A3, I don't think it was that good. A4 is magic gear, and A5, like I said, it's just such a small. You don't even want A5, so you could probably be at a comfortable A2 or A1 or A0, in fact, for Ida. So with that character, like I said, it's a gimmicky character that relies on a lot of mystic power. It's a decent healer for sure because it raises the healing boost and it gives a bunch of stacks. The biggest thing about her is the fact that she can cause slow and dark for almost damn near the whole wave. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Every 7 seconds after the wave, every 7 seconds, somebody's getting dark for 5, slow for 5. Absolutely insane. That is crazy. Just don't die within the first 7 seconds of PvP, I guess. Now we're going to go for Delta. I'm actually kind of curious on this one. The cheeky teenager Delta. Let's see how she stacks up as a blue attacker as well. So we're going to go right into it right away. Go for the skills. Go for Delta Cannon. What's this one about? So we have a pretty standard amount of damage there on a single enemy. 1,600, you know. And then inflicts damage on all enemies based on total mystic power, stacked on all characters in the battle, multiplied by 50%. So that one's pretty good because here's what it's going to be, right? 2 mystic power is going to be 100%. That's a standard damage. And then, so let's just multiply that by 10. That's 500. 10 Mystic Power, 500. I believe, if I did my math correct. Yeah, it would be. Grants 5 times Mystic Power on self for 25 seconds after that. So you get 5 more stacks after that. And then Awakened, it is 2,000. Pretty standard, or I guess standard awakening damage for that on the single enemy. What really makes this one shine through is the fact that it's multiplied by more. So this is actually pretty good because you're... it takes less stacks and does damage on the other enemies. See, now what would make this skill like really busted and broken? Inflicts damage on all enemies. Wait, it actually might be because like that's the 1,600% on a single enemy, and then damage on all enemies. It's not all other enemies. I think it's including the single enemy as well. So if that's the case, that's really good because you're gonna be busting out power based on how much stacks you have. So which means if you're going to want to use this character, you're going to probably want as much of the highest dream event units as possible, so you can get as much mystic power as possible. That's why it's gimmicky, because you're going to probably want all of them paired together. That's kind of how they do it a little bit. That's kind of how Eminence does things. Yeah, and then the 5 times on itself, and then there's... the biggest thing is the damage change there, so 400% more damage, and 50% more on the stacks, which is going to matter a lot. 10 stacks is going to give you 1,000 compared to 500. That's crazy. You can easily get, you could probably, I wouldn't say easily, depending on how many units you have, event units, and how much mystic power stacks there is on all characters in the battle, which is going to probably be a lot. You're going to be churning out a lot of damage. Insane. Imagine like getting attack boost and then all these other boosts as well on top of being able to, you know, do that much mystic power. It's just, I could just see damage coming out of this unit. I feel like a lot of deltas can actually pull off a lot of damage. So here's the second skill. It's in their attacking skill. It's called It's a Beatdown. Inflicts a 5-hit damage. Each hit is 70% plus target's total mystic power stacked multiplied by 10%, so max of 50%. So there is a cap to this damage, otherwise it'd be busted. Absolutely busted. So plus the power stack multiplied by 10. So if there's one, so let's say there's 3 mystic power stacks, it's going to be 100% damage, which is a standard hit, by the way. Oh wait, no, each hit, so that'd be 500% damage, but you can go up to, because 3 mystic power would be 30%, so that'd be 100%, plus an extra 20, so 120, 500, 600. So you can get 600% damage in total, I think, with this one, if you have all the stacks and everything else. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good for a skill 2, for sure, for attacking. And it's 5 hits, so if you have high crit, imagine all of them critting or something like that, you know. Crazy there. When awakened, you have each hit is 100%, which is way better, multiplied by 20%, and then a max of 100. So the math ain't mathin' for me, because there's going to be another one to calculate here, so let's just do the max and the max. So let's say you have 100% plus 100%, it's 200%. Plus a 5 hit, you do 1,000 damage. It's almost near an ultimate with that. Just on a skill 2, that's crazy. You want that awakened for sure in the roadmap, that's for sure. Flying blow, we have 150% on all enemies, which is nice. Anything that's targeting all enemies with an attacker unit is really nice. And then further inflicts mystic power for 25 seconds. So each stack on the enemies, that's 5 mystic power right there. And then it's double the mystic power for when it's awakened, so you also want to see that as well. Some more stacks, that's better. So the last special ability on Ida was pretty busted, I'd say. So let's see, I'm very curious to see this one here. So each time 5 mystic power is inflicted on a single enemy, raises your own damage inflicted by 7% permanent. That's nice. Anything that's permanent is always nice. Each time 5% or 5 times mystic power is granted on a single ally, raises own damage inflicted by 7%. Permanent. That is crazy now. That is crazy. So if you had highest dream characters from before, and then you now have a delta as an addition, definitely throw her in. I mean, that's a lot of damage, but here it plays into the gimmick though. You need the stacks. If you're not, because this, from what it seems, you're getting, you get 5 Mystic Power if you do the ultimate, and then that's on yourself, right? So, and then with this one, after you do your ultimate, you're raising your own damage inflicted by 7%, and then, damage inflicted because it's on yourself. So you got to really think about that as well. So she inflicts Mystic Power on each enemy, so that's 5 stacks right there. So when Flying Blow and Delta Cannon go off, you can fulfill both of these, and they're both permanent. So you're only going to be getting that one time if it's on the single enemy, or because when you do your ultimate, 7% damage inflicted. And on the ally, it's going to be like whenever that skill procs for 7%, so it can go to 14, then 21, It just keeps going from there. So, obviously, if you just have Delta, and I think her gear probably is going to give more Mystic Power, but just Delta alone with the Mystic Power, this special ability is lacking unless you have other units like of course, if you pair it with Ida, because they like to do pairs. Then it's going to be worth it because you're going to be raising your damage inflicted by a lot. Imagine what you could do with all those stacks. This is going to be a damage machine, I'm telling you. If you can get a lot of stacks and you had, like, let's say you had a full party of the highest stream or whatever. I don't know. Either way, you got to have a lot of stacks. Let's just check out the link gear before I start rambling on. Level 5 on all of them. So each time damage is inflicted, inflicts mystic... Oh, each time damage is inflicted, inflicts Mystic Power on a single enemy for 25 seconds, so that's going to be often. And then raises your own speed by 5% for 10 seconds. That is nice. That is very, very nice. You're going to definitely want speed, so it's going to be a build-up. So the first time you hit somebody, it's going to be raising your speed, and then you're going to keep doing damage, and you're going to get faster and faster and faster, and it's going to be nice. If you already have somebody paired with them that's also granting Delta to be have more speed, then that's going to be even more beneficial. You're going to want speed on this team for sure to make Delta shine. So 2 things you're going to want to pair with Delta to synergize her and get her at her full potential is somebody that can give her speed, right? A lot of speed, and somebody that can also get more Mystic Power stacks, which is going to be either Ida or this banner. If you have any of those 2 on the banner, that's also going to play into that as well. So Cheeky Teenager Delta, actually pretty good as far as the damage goes. If you have just Cheeky Teenager Delta, I think that would be probably like a good or a great unit to have, but it doesn't hit like the high excellent unit and god tier unit that I kind of like set for on my scale here. By no means it's a bad unit at all, even at base with nobody else to synergize, so it's pretty good. Obviously you do want that synergy to make it at its full potential, and the magic gear does help, so that's great. So yeah, I definitely put her at like great or excellent, not good. It's either great or excellent for this character. Anyway, let's just move on to the next ones here. We have Honor Student Alpha. Let's go over her first. So these are obviously last year's highest stream, same time. These are the 2 characters that were out newest at the time, so they're a revival banner. Hidden Technique, let's go ahead. Atomic Grenade inflicts 1000 damage on all enemies. Weak. That is weak. All enemies, so it's only good for like wave type stuff. So even then it's like, it's not really that good. But further raises each target's damage based on the total Mystic Power stacked. You can get a max of 3000 here. So damage, guess what? If this thing is multiplied by 30 stacks of Mystic Power, if you were able to get 30 stacks of Mystic Power, just pair it with other highest stream things, and you're going to see damage fly. Because imagine you have Honor Student Alpha and Cheeky Teenager Delta, both of them too. Damage machine. Whipping out 4000% damage with this character. If you get the max amount of stacks and this damage, right, you are outdoing the Master Shadow with that amount of stacks. Isn't that insane? You're going to be outdoing the Master Shadow if you have 30 stacks of Mystic Power on each target. That's crazy. Honestly, that's crazy. And this is only enemies now. It's not gonna be counting your allies. Only the enemies here. So hopefully you get a lot of stacks from other stuff. Oh yeah, that's even better. So when it's regular, it's 30 stacks of Mystic Power. When it's awakened, it's only 15. Keep that in mind. Really good there. Very, very good. You're going to definitely want to see that on the roadmap here. I wonder if I went over the roadmap for this one now. No, I did not. Oh, I got to go back. Oh, sorry. I'm backtracking here, but yeah, I'm sorry. I have to go over this now. I backtracked. All right. Inflicts 5 hit damage. So this one's better. Yeah, you're going to want to see A1 is comfortable right off the bat. That A1's really good. A2 is just the... I'd say it's not bad. A2 is not bad with the ultimate there. Definitely. Doing a little bit more damage is always nice. And then multiplying it by more with the stacks. So A2's... A1 is great. A2 is good mid. And then A3 is mid, but with that extra stack, it's nice because more stacks the better. A4 is Magic Gear, and A5 is probably the best one. No. I said here. Each time 3 raises his own damage inflicted. So yeah, actually, here, let's check out the difference. I gotta really check out the difference here, just to give you guys the right information. I just want to make sure. Okay, yep. So it goes from 5 to 3. That's not bad at A5 there. So her roadmap's pretty nice. A1 you can keep her at a comfortable A1, so you're not grinding through gems or spending a lot of money. All right, now let's go back because I had to backtrack here. Obviously, Atomic Grenade I was hyping up because it's really good. 4,000% damage on all enemies. Outdoes the Master Shadow with that damage. Let's go to Pierce of Light here. Inflicts 300% on single enemy. Further lowers the defense of that enemy based on the target's total Mystic Power, stacked multiplied by 3% for 7 seconds. And that's not that much, really. For 7 seconds, yeah. Basically, if you're going to see Pierce of Light and you have a lot of stacks, so let's say you lower their defense by best case scenario, which is going to be 30%. 30%. So a total of 30%. So if their defense is lowered by 30%, then you're gonna want to go for the ultimate there. So yeah, you're gonna want to really synergize Pierce of Light with your ultimate for sure, so that you can get as much as you can out of that. So, but this Mystic Power is not a lot for 7 seconds. So there's windows of opportunity that you got to really look for here. Lionheart raises own attack by 30% for 10 seconds. Also probably going to want to do that. Lionheart, Pierce of Light, Atomic Grenade, if you can get them all three to synergize, really. That's for 10 seconds, so it's not a lot of time either. Grants 2 times Mystic Power on a single enemy, and then with the highest defense for 25 seconds, so that's nice. And then when it's awakened here, you go from 30% to 40%, so that's even better. It's only a 10%, and then there's also another stack here if you didn't notice that. I'd say that one wasn't... It's not bad. The 10% more attack is definitely noteworthy, though. Now let's check out her special ability, Honor Student. Now 30 seconds after the wave, I already don't like that. I hate anything that's 30 seconds after the start of the wave, because it means it's going to be... you're going to pretty much miss out on that as a PvP unit most of the time. Raises damage inflicted for all blue elemental allies based on total Mystic Power stacks. This is actually better for like PvE, not so much PvP. PvP it's probably going to get destroyed. I'm sorry. Unless you have some sort of way to keep them all alive in 30 seconds or so. Yeah, so either way, it raises the damage inflicted of all blue elemental allies based on total Mystic Power stacked on all enemies multiplied by 3%. Best case scenario, 100% damage inflicted, which is very, very nice, but you are going to need a lot of people that can do stacks. So, and then it makes it less for that. So obviously, if you have, you're going to need And this is for allies only, so it might be a little bit trickier. But essentially what you're going to need is 20 stacks of Mystic Power for when it's awakened, and it's even more... oh, fuck. I can't math that right now. Especially after going through all these, but obviously it's going to be significantly, or not significantly, but like you're going to have to get definitely more stacks, maybe 30, I think. Yeah, it would be 30, I believe, 30 stacks instead of 20 or, yeah, 20 or something like that. Either way, Honor Student's not bad of a special ability there, especially it's for all blue elemental allies as well, but you have to make sure it procs. You're giving a lot of stacks. Now with the stacks that she gets, it's two Mystic Power on a single enemy, and Mystic Power on another enemy as well, and Mystic Power. Yeah, you're only getting Mystic Power on the enemies. So, if you have Honor Student by herself, you're going to have no Mystic Power. Oh, wait. I definitely read that wrong. So, yeah, it's just basing it off of the enemies multiplied, the enemy's Mystic Power, which is going to be, let's see, 2 stacks there, whenever, and then you get... no stacks. So the only one that's really doing stacks is this Lionheart, which is only 2 stack. It's not good as far as being able to output stacks. The damage potential is there. It's there. It's really there, but her herself alone really, really sucks. So I'll have to say that. Maybe the magic gear is a saving grace here with how much stacks it's able to give. At the start of the wave, grants 3 times Mystic Power on a single enemy with the highest defense for 25 seconds. Further lowers the speed by 18% for 10 seconds. Now, with this magic gear, it sounds good in theory, but, I mean, it's only 3 more stacks at the start of the wave, only last 25 seconds, and it further lowers their speed by 18% for 10 seconds. Now, that's good for PvP, I would say, but, I mean, and it's sort of good for PvE because you get the Mystic Power, but like if I'm going to be honest here, it's just only 3 stacks and you're lowering the speed by 18% for 10 seconds. It's not a bad magic gear, but it's not the greatest either, for sure, because it's only one enemy that you're lowering the speed for. And then if we increase that, it's going to lower their speed by 30%. So I'm not really interested in those values there. So it's not the best magic gear. It does give us 3 more stacks, which is nice, but it's clearly not enough stacks to make all these things, all her like greatest potential worth it. So she needs synergy from others. Now, let's go into our Awakening roadmap here. Obviously, A1 is pretty good because it's less stacks that you have to put on there, which is nice. Because, I mean, it gives you time, too, because 30 seconds after, so you got 30 seconds to create all those stacks. So, you're going to probably need as much time as you can get, so 30 seconds is what you get. And it's not going to be a whole lot there. A2 is the Mystic Power stacked, multiplied by 5, or 300 stacked, multiplied by 5% for 7 seconds, max of 30. So it makes that a little bit easier. So that's, I'd say decent, or okay, not good, not bad. A3 is Magic Gear. Lionheart is an extra stack of Mystic Power, probably her best thing in here, to be honest. And then this one is also, because you need less stacks, definitely you want A5, but of course they tucked away. It's definitely not worth grinding all the way to A5 unless you're going to try to make a specific highest dream team. That's what I'm talking about. So, honestly, what's the point of having an A5 Honor Student Alpha if you're not pairing it with anything else? That's just my 2 cents on it. And I'm guessing Zeta is what you're going to need to complete the pair and get more stacks or whatever. So let's check her out. School Rock Zeta, which is a blue tank. So let's check it out. So my dream combo looks like a stun, which is nice. Inflicts 300% damage on all enemies. Further inflicts stun for 1 second per 3 times Mystic Power. So 7 stacks. Oh my gosh, math is not mathing right now. Max 7 seconds. So, 7. I should be... Oh, this is so... I feel so stupid sometimes. It's 21. You need 21 stacks of Mystic Power to achieve this 7-second stun, which is definitely noteworthy, because like stuns are usually like 3 seconds or something. 7-second stun is good, but that's an ultimate. So you're not going to see that stun in PvP, most likely. Still good nonetheless. A stun is a stun, so it's nice. Raises your own defense by 25% for 10 seconds, noteworthy. And recovers some health as well. 300% damage on all enemies. It's damage for a tank, which is good, but I think the biggest piece here is the raises own defense and the stun. Stun's good. I like stuns. This one, when it's awakened, it's literally only makes the stun quota a little bit easier. So instead of having to get 21 stacks, you're getting 14. So not bad, so you can inflict that stun a little bit easier. Alright, now let's see the skill here, Guard Up. Raises own defense by 30% for 10 seconds, which is nice because if you have Guard Up and you have Dream Combo going off at the same time, that's 25, that's 30, that's 55 percent defense for 10 seconds. And then it shields damage, Baby Shield now. This is only 30%, so it's not that good of a shield, but it's still being... You're still blocking some damage for everybody else for 15 seconds, so it's not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad because standard tanks will have raise your own defense, and then it's just a baby shield. So it's like, it's not. I don't think it's nothing to rave about, but still, inflicts the 4-hit damage for the 4-point strike here. It is further grants a single mystic power for 25 seconds. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because we're going for the stat game here. This is not good. This is just this is just 250% damage, which is bad, and then 1 stack of Mystic Power. Awful. Are you kidding me? Okay, when it's awakened, though, that's pretty nice, because we got a stun. So if we get a stun and then 2 times Mystic Power, that kind of makes up for it. So you definitely probably want to see that on the roadmap, because it goes from bad to, like, decent. Like, real quick, because the stun does make up for it, really. The stun is what's making that whole skill stand on the awakening there. Alright, hopefully the magic ability or the special ability is going to be able to make up for the rest of her kit that's kind of like lacking in a few departments here. School Rocks. It is each time damage is received, lowers the attack of a single random enemy by 5% for 5 seconds. Cooldown of 4 seconds. So that's anytime you're getting attacked. So I mean, you're gonna probably be lowering the attack of a lot of random enemies. But here's the thing: it's random. So I mean, if you're facing a boss, that's pretty good because each time you're getting hit, and if you're getting hit, the thing is if you get hit hard, then you're probably gonna die before you're gonna be able to pull off any sort of attack unless you're healing. Unless your healer is like God tier and keeping you afloat, and you get some shields. So I feel like, because it needs a lot of build-up in order to have the enemy, this attack lowered, and you know what I mean. And it's only a cooldown of 4 seconds, and it sticks around for 5, so you're not going to be stacking this a bunch. And then further grants Mystic Power on a single random enemy for 25 seconds. The cooldown is 4 seconds on that. So guess what? This one is able to produce a lot of Mystic Power on random enemies, funny enough. So it doesn't really... It gives out 1 Mystic Power on a single enemy, like 1 time each time that skill is procced, right? Which is the... Let's just go back to it. The 4-point strike. And probably a must to get that awakened to 2. So it's just 1 there, and then each time you're getting damage received, which is... probably going to be often, but you have a 4-second cooldown time before you could do that, so I guess within 25 seconds of 4, 8, 16, it's 4 stacks, 16, 20, 16, 20, 4 stacks, 5. It's like 5 or 6, maybe 5, 6 stacks here, which isn't much because, so it's like 5 or 6 stacks coming out of the School Rocks within the 25-second range before Mystic Power starts to fade, really. So it can give out some. I mean, it's not bad for the mystic power aspect of being able to churn out quite a bit of them. I think honestly, Honor Student Alpha is way better than Zeta, and Zeta is not that good probably because her kit is not the best. It just everything that I seen on her kit wasn't screaming out to me. Besides stun, the stun really makes up for it, and it's a tank though. It's able to take a lot of damage, which is a little bit nice with that standard guard up, and then of course more defense as well. So I feel like there's probably better options, especially when we have like that's just a whole new video, but let's just go over it real quick, right? SS plus magic gear. You might as well just go with first the 7 alpha since she's able to get a magic gear as well. She's a blue tank. She can probably take a little bit more damage more easily, so obviously you could just exchange that tank out for somebody else. So this blue Zeta is not worth going for. Okay. Alright, now that I've got all my pieces back together and my composure, if we compare these 4 banners and be like, okay, which one was the best? I gotta say was, because this is gonna be all past tense. Or talking about these banners are gonna be past tense. Ida's actually very, very good because of the slow in the dark every 7 seconds, so I honestly put her very high up on the list. And then Cheeky Teenager Delta does very good on her own without any one of the highest dreams even being there, because she does pretty good damage on her skill 2. As long as you got the stacks, you know. And then Flying Blow, which is like attacking all enemies as well, so that's kind of nice as well. And you're getting a lot of stacks. So you're getting a lot of stacks through like Flying Blow, which is like 5 stacks through Flying Blow. And then you're also getting a lot of stacks through, guess what, the magic gear. Magic gear can really make the difference here. Each time damage is inflicted, you're doing the mystic power on a single enemy for 25 seconds. And the speed, so you're getting faster as you do that. That's just a really, really good magic gear. Along with Ida's magic gear can do a lot of wonders as well. 20 seconds after the start of the wave, 6 magic power on enemies and 6 magic power on allies. Also raises the speed as well, so that's nice. Obviously, Ida and Delta go together really, really good. Ida can stand alone and give like small stat boosts to like the allies while still being a good healer and providing a significant debuff to the enemy team, which being dark and slow, which is nice, and increases speed. Like, I'd say Ida is a pretty good healer. She kind of fits into the excellent / great category, as well as the Delta goes into the excellent and great category for just being standalone. Now, them two paired together is a definite yes. Pair them together. They can do a lot for magic power. They can create a lot of those stacks easily between their magic gear and their abilities as well. Now for these two, I'd have to tell you that they have a significantly harder time getting stacks in, and their magic gears are significantly worse than obviously the new units, because that's what's going on. The new units have way better magic gear, have way better abilities, like 5-in-1s, where these older units obviously have way worse abilities as well. However, it's very important to note that Honor Student Alpha has this atomic grenade that can outdo the Master Shadow if all these stacks are fulfilled, which is going to be near impossible unless you had all 3. So, I mean, if you had these 2 already and then you need it, and then you had Honor Student, it wouldn't be a bad idea to pair all 3 of them together to do a lot of damage, so you have a healer and 2 attackers. Obviously what they want you to do is have all 4 of them together so you can have all the stacks, so it's just very gimmicky. It's like, but if you like collecting the characters and you want a full set and have a really good team with that full set, then this is the perfect type of team for that. So that's honestly all I have to say for all these units. So that covers everything in terms of these 4 characters. Now that was a lot. I will say that there's also an additional feature that has happened, and if you see this icon here, this is the reward list. It's bonus points, so that is nice, because essentially what you got here is like if you summon off this banner, you're gonna get rewards. So this for specifically with Ida, you get Tuna King burgers up to 60. So wait, oh wait. Nope, never mind. You get 60 Tuna King burgers for fulfilling like a 3-time summon. Now I don't know if I haven't summoned on the off this banner, so I don't know this, and nor do I have the capacity to summon it and get it, and then figure it out later, because I don't want to waste my gems, because my gems are kind of in a spot where I just want to keep building them. But if this is infinite, if this goes infinite, then you get like 60 Tuna King burgers every 30 or every 3 multis, which is excellent. That's so good. That's definitely a feature that we needed in Eminence. And this one's the same. This is burgers. And then of course they're going to incentivize the highest stream a little bit more, because if you hit 5 multis, you're going to get a Revival Characters Guaranteed Summon ticket, which is probably going to be a toss-up between Honor Student Alpha and Zeta, which is nice because essentially it's almost like a guaranteed banner character on a coin flip. So yeah, because you get a bonus selection character guaranteed summon ticket, which is nice because it's not just a regular SS. This is not an SS guaranteed. This is either or. You're going to get Zeta or you're going to get Honor Students. So that's to incentivize the old banners a little bit more. I love that feature. I hope it stays, and I hope we have more of this, because you don't see this in the banner traps, and nor should you ever pull. You should not pull for first the 7 alpha. Just don't do it. It's just a banner trap, especially, and then Claire is technically a banner trap as well. So you don't have them incentivized either. So I'm glad they're doing this incentivized rewards for events, for summoning off these banners, which is nice. So there's that. I think I'm going to cover... I'm just going to go ahead and cover Big Sister Claire, since it's part of the regular character pool anyway. So, let's just go over her real quick. She is a yellow healer. I'm just going to tell you right now, Yellow Gamma has SS plus magic gear, and it's very good, so she could probably be replaced. Hidden Technique, well, she might not be, because it looks like there's a whole paragraph in that. Recovers HP of all allies by 200% of attack, raises attack of all tank allies, raises attack, it'd be better if it's defense, but 80% for 15 seconds, raises attack of all supporter allies by 80% for 15 seconds, and then inflicts 800% damage on a single enemy. I've seen this is a healer that's doing 800% damage. That's actually kind of a lot of damage for a healer for an ultimate. That's crazy. Awakened, this goes to 100% attacks on tank and supporters. So here's the thing, right? It's a yellow unit, but imagine if you had that Lambda and that tank that is yellow. I think it's Alpha again. I couldn't remember. The Chocolatiers, the new ones. This would be so good to pair with her, because essentially you have Lambda raising up the tank damage inflicted by 400%, and then raising the attack of both of them by like 100. So you're doing way more damage. I can see a lot of potential with that. Cheer Up, we got recovers HP of the single ally with the standard heal, and then also raises the attack by 50%. Ooh, that's so good. That is so good. Wow, this healer is nuts already. Further increases attack by 50% for 15 seconds if it's a tank or supporter. So obviously we know that where this character is going in the direction of tank and supporters do a lot of damage, which is kind of a unique dynamic, but I guess it is what it is. You definitely want the Lambda combo. I'm not kidding here. If you want the Lambda and Rose combo for red, even though it's like that'd be like mixing into the units too for sure, but it'd be a lot of damage. You'd probably see the tank outdoing like attackers, and even on the high end of the scale if you had that type of synergy going on. Unreasonable Order raises the speed of all allies by 30% for 15 seconds. This is already looking like a OP healer off the bat. Speed, also defense by 20% for 15 seconds, and further raises overheal by 20%. Just casually raising speed, defense, and overheal by 20% permanent. This is a just crazy amount. How crazy can these new units get? This is just regular character pool. So if you pull this one, just take it as a healer. It's so good. I'm not even finished with it. Special ability. At the start of the wave, lowers SP boost rate of all attackers. Oh wait, what? Lowers the SP boost rate of all attackers by 100% permanent. Further lowers damage inflicted by 200%. Raise... Wait, are we debuffing? Lowers the SP boost rate. You want that higher of all attacker allies. Further, I hope this is typo because that's just a huge nerf. Further lowers damage inflicted by 200%. What? Raises damage inflicted for all tank allies by 100%. Raises all damage inflicted all supporter allies by 100%. Oh my god. What kind of team is this character kind of trying to run? Essentially what you have here, let me just break it down because this is a loaded skill. Huge. We're talking massive debuff to attackers. Attackers are going to be doing nothing. And you're getting all your damage by tanks and healers. So you know what the best thing for this unit is? Only healers, only tanks. That is such a weird dynamic. Let me tell you what. It's going to be hard to rationalize and use this for PvE. I'm not sure how that kind of dynamic goes, but I guess you're going to have a lot of tanks that are doing a lot of damage. Like I said, if you had Lambda and Rose like combo, especially the Chocolatiers that are all yellow, so that you can actually run a pretty decent yellow team with tank and healer and have them do like quite a bit of damage, it seems like they're setting it up to where tanks and healers are doing a lot of damage. I'm just going to say this is kind of complicated. But it leaves room for like a very unique team structure, which is kind of crazy. And we're going to probably be seeing PvP. We might be seeing PvP teams that are like healer and tank and decimate full teams of SF attackers, potentially. I don't know. But either way, every 15 seconds after start of the wave raises crit rate of all allies by 30% permanent. That's good. But it's only going to be useful for tanks and healers, so you better have a good tanks and healers, kind of like how cracked this one is. Oh man, what a unique unit. So I can't even get behind. I can't even get behind some of this right now. Also raises attack by, obviously if you have all these awakened, it's nice, but what do we really want here? That's only 20%. 1,000 damage? That's crazy for an attacker. This attacker is kind of nuts. It's so unorthodox. That debuff is crazy. I did not think about that. That is nuts. So obviously you have A1 to cheer up, which is nice because you have let's go cheer up. We have raises. It's the single ally with lowest HP, which is going to raise them up by 100. So I'd say that's kind of like mid. Oh wait, it's going to be so actually it's better. Because that's another 50 on top of that. Because if you have a full team of like tank or supporter, if somebody gets healed, it's going to be they're going to do 150% more damage on top of giving them this massive boost of 100% damage inflicted as well. So that's like 350. Pair that in with Lambda and or like Lambda combo. Absolutely nuts. I don't know how much damage you'd be doing. I'd kind of be nice to see like a little test team going on for there. Oh man. So cheer up's nice. 50% more damage is nice for a full healer and a tank combo. Recovers HP. Sister's Dignity. Let's just check that one out. Sorry, I have to keep going back and forth because it's very interesting. I guess you don't want to see that one too much on the roadmap, so that's very like mid to low on the Sister's Dignity. A3 is Magic Gear slot. Speed is nice, so A4 is good. A5 is the massive debuff, but it's 200% more, so obviously the best one's tucked away if we're doing full tank, full healer. If you want to have attackers in this yellow team, or using this unit, that chance, don't do it, because it's such a massive debuff, it's not worth toting around. You're not going to want attackers in this team. You take on this healer, no attackers. You might as well just say that right flat out the gate. No attackers. Do not bring attackers to that specific character. So I know I myself, because that's such a weird dynamic, and obviously you have better yellow units like SF units that you could fill in for yellows in the future too. I'm just gonna definitely skip that banner. And if I pull her as a character, I'm probably not gonna put a lot of effort in because it's such a unique character. I might eat my words later when somebody pulls up a video of her doing like the most amount of damage ever for a tank and healer team, but either way, that's such a specific setup that I don't even want to mess with that. Alright, I think that covers everything. So I covered all 4 of these banners for recap. I've also covered Claire being a very weird healer that does really good healing abilities and is a really good high-end healer, but does a massive debuff on attackers. Pretty much don't bring attackers to her team. Only healers, only tanks, which is really weird. You probably won't die. I'd like to see how that goes in a PvP sense. And then I also talked about the burgers and the incentive rewards list for for actually pulling off the banners for the new event stuff, which is nice. I went over banner traps again, like First of the 7 as well. And then I also went over what Golden Week was in the beginning, which was 10 summon tickets. I did those summons. There's these featured event missions that give you 1,000 gems, and then there's 2 spots to exchange. One that you know that's in the highest dream event exchange shop, and then the other one in the shop for the Mitsugoshi that was able to give you an SS guarantee ticket, which is nice. Magic drop, magic crystal, shadow wisdom polish, and all that. So yeah, that is pretty much everything that happened so far for everything. So that's just a giant recap of all that happened. So going forward, I'm going to be, obviously, when the new Shadow Festival unit drops, which is going to be in a couple days, I'll cover that right away. I'll also be live streaming for Armageddon again as well for the Red Ravens. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I know this is a very long video, but there was a lot to recap for the 500-day anniversary. I hope to see all my viewers and everybody else in the future and still enjoying my content. Yeah, Vigo, signing off.